What's up, America? Brilyn Hollyhand here, about 30,000 feet up. We are on the way to Arkansas. So everybody in line at the University of Arkansas to kick off my 10-stop campus tour. We are coming to you right here, right now. Stay in line. We have gotten a third room as we have sold out this campus stop 3 times. But we are coming to you. We will fit you in. Students will get priority, but we will make it happen. I cannot be more excited. We are back, we are on the road, we're coming to you one conversation at a time. If you're not at the University of Arkansas, we're coming to a campus near you soon, so check out my tour dates. We'll see you super soon.
I'm sure that a lot of people watching this video are just a tidbit confused by the clip that I played at the beginning, but that, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brilyn Hollyhand. Now I know that means nothing to you now, because the majority of you have no idea who this kid is. But regardless if you want to or not, you're going to be seeing a lot of him, because they're going to be forcing him onto all of us, because he is who the establishment, who the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, he is who they have chosen to replace Charlie Kirk. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to make this video because I didn't really know how to go about making this video. Because on one hand, I want people to be inspired by Charlie. I want people to have the courage to do what Charlie did. I want people to go out there and stand up for the truth. I want people to go out there and combat the craziness that we see on these college campuses, right? I want people to, carry on Charlie's legacy. I don't want to discourage anyone from doing that, but at the same time, I want people to do it naturally. And if people rise to fame and notoriety off of following in Charlie's footsteps, I am okay with that, as long as it happens organically. But this Brilyn Hollyhand character that has come out of nowhere basically now, he feels like a plant. I don't want the government to replace Charlie Kirk with a plant. I want the American people to have the courage to speak out, and maybe they'll rise to be someone as popular and as prominent as Charlie on their own. That's fine. But I don't want Charlie to be replaced by a government plant. But that's what Brilyn Hollyhand looks like to me. It looks like this kid was grown in a lab somewhere and pre-programmed with old school Republican GOP talking points. He's like a freaking teenage clone of Lindsey Graham or something. Not America First, not MAGA. No, his main talking points seem to be all about Israel. And out of nowhere, his engagement and everything online has exploded. And it does not seem natural to me at all. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, he has this campus tour that is selling out across America. And I'm not hating. I mean, if it's happening organically, then more power to it. But this doesn't look organic to me. It really feels like they slid this kid in there almost immediately. And I say almost immediately, and I mean that literally. Because within an hour of Charlie being pronounced dead, they already had this kid on Fox News. And he was basically talking about how he was going to carry on Charlie's footsteps and, go on this tour and all of that. And this was literally right after Charlie was pronounced dead, when most of us, we're still reacting to this situation like a natural human being. Most of us were still in shock. He was already getting pushed out there by the establishment to kind of replace Charlie. Because the establishment, the powers that be, they are scared right now. Charlie left a huge void that's going to be filled by someone somehow. And they want the person or the people who fill that void, they want them to be controlled. They want their talking points to be controlled. They don't want them to be some of these other figures out here that are gaining and, gaining popularity and stuff like that. No, they want to have their controlled talking points, their controlled figures, and they're scrambling to fill this void right now before it's naturally filled by natural organic voices in the way that it should be. They're trying to place their people in positions, and it's truly a sight to see. But like I said, an hour after Charlie was dead, they already pushed this kid out there. I have a clip of it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and roll that clip right now. Before I do, though, make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you drop a comment. If you would like to donate to the channel, you could donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. But I'm going to roll this news clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
It's also an incredible story that you share with us really quickly, Brilyn, about fourth grade, a podcast. That's incredible. And Charlie Kirk appears on your podcast. Tell me about the role he played for you as a mentor.
Yeah, again, it's somebody that didn't have to do that. He was on Fox News every other hour that year. He didn't have to make time for me as an 11-year-old with this upcoming podcast in the fourth grade to come on and join me, but he did. And not only was it a one-time thing, I've interviewed hundreds of people that I've never talked to again. He stayed a mentor, and he texted me up until this week when I was on another Fox show congratulating me. Like, he didn't have to do that. He could have viewed me as competition. He could have said, oh, I'm not going to give this kid time, but he did. And what I think the larger theme here is the left loves to preach tolerance. They love to preach tolerance. And in situations like this, that's the last thing we're seeing. The media coverage on the other side of the aisle is not like this. I was just scrolling through channels. And obviously the person that took this live, this is heartbreaking, Will. And I really hope, if anything, that people get off the sidelines. This weekend, I'm going to a youth rally in South Carolina. And you better believe that I've already had my team shoot me text saying, Brilyn, you really need to caution this. You really need to think about not standing in the middle of a park and speak to the next generation. But I am more energized than ever to carry on this torch, to carry on this legacy, because that's what Charlie would have wanted. He would have wanted us to continue to fight the good fight, just like he did.
No doubt, Brilyn. No doubt. Thank you so much.
So that's like an hour after Charlie was pronounced dead. And look, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, I don't know how to go about this because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to discourage people from doing what Charlie did. I don't want to discourage people from doing what Brilyn, Hollyhand, or whatever his name is. I don't want to discourage people from doing that. But at the same time, I notice when something isn't natural. I notice when something's not organic. I notice when the government is pushing something or some agenda, and that's definitely what's happening here. I mean, on the way to his first campus tour, he's flying on a private jet, wearing a $10,000 watch. It's not that relatable to the average American. And then come to find out, he comes from a very wealthy family, and I don't think we should demonize people who are wealthy or who are successful. We should all strive to be successful, but he comes from a family who has made a fortune off of putting Section 8 housing in like white suburban neighborhoods, causing chaos, okay, in nice neighborhoods. So as he flies around on private jets with his $10,000 watches, as he's getting funding by all of these government agencies and Lord knows what, and he's speaking to the American people, it's like he's so separated from the problems that his family caused, making their fortune, deciding that it's a good idea. Hey, you see this nice white suburban neighborhood, low crime? We're going to throw Section 8 housing right here and just really throw things off the rails. That's how his family made millions upon millions of dollars. So that right there is shady in itself. And obviously, this is a kid who has been prepped to be in this position for a very, very long time. And I know he's had interactions with Charlie and stuff along the way as well. But yeah, it just feels really disgusting to me. It feels slimy. It feels weird because there's nothing organic about it, including the engagement that this kid is all of a sudden getting on social media. It's all phony. It's all weird. And as I was explaining earlier, it seems like this kid is way more concerned about Israel and stuff than America. And that's always a huge red flag for me when I see politicians stressing more about Israel than our own country. And that's what this kid is definitely known for doing. In fact, I have a clip of that. Let's go ahead and roll that clip and then I'll be right back.
What we're seeing going on right now across college campuses all over the country, specifically Yale and Columbia, they're getting shut down and overrun by these anti-Jew protesters, these pro-Gaza protesters, these terrorist sympathizers. That's what they are. Let's call it out for what it is. It's disgusting. It's vile. It's inhumane. Listen, the Democrat Party is being radio silent on this. Why? Because these are their own supporters. And in the case of Brilyn Omar, her actual daughter out there standing in the picket line and protesting us. It's disgusting. And they should be calling it out. It's pretty easy to come on and say, hey, we're pro-Israel. We're a pro-Jewish people. We're pro-America. It's that simple. But instead, the Democrats are supporting this anti-Israel message being spouted by their supporters out there in Columbia and Yale. And they're supporting this Death to America chant by letting this continue on. They've got to put a stop to this. On the other hand, Republicans are pro-Israel, we're pro-America, and we're pro-protecting Jewish citizens not only in Israel, but across the world, even here in America. That is our stance. It couldn't be more clear, and their stance couldn't be more disgusting. They've got to act fast, and they need to speak out now.
So yeah, folks, it's as clear as day what is happening here. I find it absolutely disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach. And I don't want to, pour out all of this, hatred and negativity towards this kid, because I don't even know if he's really to blame. I don't even know if he really knows that he's kind of being used as a pawn in this whole game. I don't know. But at the end of the day, yeah, this does not give me a good feeling. I think any and everyone who liked Charlie and what he stood for, I think everyone should be kind of upset by this, because it's obvious that they're trying to position, someone that they can control. They're trying to position them in Charlie's place, if you will. They're trying to fill the void with voices that are under their control and not independent voices who will just speak from the heart. And I do not like that at all, because I'm someone who is independent and I speak from my heart. I don't get funding from anyone unless you guys are generous enough to send me a super thanks or a Cash App or something like that. So yeah, I really despise people who disguise themselves as if they're just this independent figure out here, when in reality they're propped up and supported by government agencies, foreign governments, foreign agencies, and you name it. And that's what a lot of the independent media has become. A lot of these YouTubers you think are just normal, organic people. No, they're getting funded from foreign countries and our own country. This kid right here, nothing organic about him. And I wish people would start getting better at being able to spot that. Because I can tell you right now that obviously the left-wing media, we know that they're all liars and corrupt. We can't believe anything they say. The right-wing media has become mainly about independent media, but it's not independent media. The right-wing media has become controlled as well. A lot of these same agencies, a lot of these same powerful companies and powerful figures that bought out the mainstream media and have them spreading lies and propaganda, they've now bought out a lot of these independent creators, and they're spreading propaganda for them as well. And that's what this kid is doing. He's spreading propaganda for Israel and for Lord knows whoever, feels like it's a good idea to put him in place. And now, of course, he's on the Ben Shapiro show. And it's, oh my God, how did I get here? And they're pretending like it's just all happening organically, even though anyone with common sense can see from a mile away what they're trying here. But I don't think it's going to work. I definitely don't think it's going to work. But you guys let me know what you all think about this nonsense down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon in the next video.